Back, man. Warm up with Rivalry. Giving you the hot takes, man, and predictions for this college football season, man. Obviously it's bowl season. Got a lot of big games coming up. Playoff picture decided, bro. But I want to get your thoughts on the portal. The season's not even over yet, man. You got a lot of guys in this portal. I mean,
Mm.
I bet in some cases 5 to 10% of a team. I saw Arkansas got starters in the portal. We talked
Hmm.
about Florida situation. Um, we talked about Boston College earlier in the season, man, but really interested to see what you think, man. What the games come to. Free
Yeah,
agency before it's even ended right now.
yeah, crazy man. They got to get some kind of leash on it. Speaking of starters being in the portal, man, the main one was Travis Etienne from Georgia. He jumped in the portal, and and then the next game was the SC Championship. He went for like 100 and some yards, man. I really don't know what these kids want or understand the mindset behind the portal once you're a starter or whatnot. It's just a different day and age, and
Yeah.
it can work out for the good for some, but there's going to be a lot of kids that jump in that portal and get lost. Um, you spoke on Boston College and the quarterback leaving. He actually committed to Florida State, which I think is a great fit
Mhm.
for him. It's good and bad that comes with it. It's good and bad that comes with it. I think some guys need that opportunity to, man, maybe this didn't work out for me and be able to hit somewhere else and be able to start right away. But as far as guys like TJ Finley, just to call out one of the guys, man, has transferred every year from LSU to Auburn to Western Kentucky to Texas State, and now he's on his fifth school that he's heading to. I mean, at some point, man, you got to understand that, it's not these programs and it might just be you. Um, Another thing I want to talk about, man, is the hiring of North Carolina, hiring Bill Belichick. I don't think Bill Belichick knows what he's in for joining college right now, man. It's worse than the league. In the league, when you have free agency, you can sign guys, and you have those guys set to that tenure of whatever the contract you guys agreed on. In college, you have free agency, and guys can leave after every year. We need to redo this contract after every year, man. It's really crazy. I don't know how he's gonna get sleep at night. Being up in age, seeing that this is definitely different than the NFL is gonna be interesting to see.
Man, you said a lot, bro. Starting off just with the portal, man, back to Arkansas, 8 starters in the transfer portal. So, like you said, man, what are these guys looking for? I couldn't even imagine trying to transfer from Auburn, not only because I love the school, you know what I'm saying, bought into the program, but man, just to go through that journey, bro, that has to be an uncomfortable situation. You get what I'm saying? It has to
Yeah.
be uncomfortable for a lot of these kids. But you talk about a TJ Finley who he definitely has experience. When you went to 5 different schools, you got the experience of how to go through that process, man. But I'm interested to see how these teams and what college football looks like years ahead. Because
Mm.
again, the playing field is leveled off, and I feel like it's much more difficult to build a program. You get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I think we had success our senior year because we went through things our freshman year, sophomore, junior. You know what I'm saying? So, curious to see how the programs, find themselves, really build and establish themselves moving forward. But you talk about Bill, I definitely think it's going to be a rocky road. I told you this. You know what I'm saying? We was going back and forth. Um, I think he'll find success. I guess he wants a challenge right now because there's no way that he couldn't have found another job in the NFL, like you mentioned, waiting until the season ends and then seeing what's out there in the NFL. I think they've written out his contract where he could still leave UNC with not, I guess, as big of a payout if he does decide to go back to the NFL before the season, starts next year. So, I mean, it's possible that you see a situation where he signed with UNC as the head coach. He says that's where he wants to be for a while. But what if a better opportunity comes up before the season starts? So we'll see. Man, we had that situation actually when we was in Auburn. We had a special teams coach that was hired. I think Rich Bisacci. Um, he was hired and then he was gone within 2 days because he was hired with the Dallas Cowboys as special teams coordinator. So we've seen it before. But man, with the portal, man, you see the guy at Florida. He goes in and what they're writing and the journalists are reporting, bro. He's demanding to be on the field on third down.
Yeah.
Um, man, that's weird to me. Because you're talking about schematics and game plans, and you still got other guys on the field who compete. At the end of the day, the coach's job is to put the best guys on the field, man. So Man, these kids
It's crazy.
demanding things, and like you said, yeah, it's crazy. But situations like that, man, they could get stuck, like you said, bro. And I'm sure those numbers are high.
Yeah, man, it's interesting that he's demanding all those things, man. When I feel like guys are demanding like more snaps and to be on third down, I'm just feeling like they're not producing. You know what I'm saying? Because the coaches want you in because you are protecting their job. So for him to be demanding all that lets me know that he's probably not producing how he should be. And it's just crazy, man.
Yeah.
He was demanding $45,000 a month and all this crazy stuff, man. It's gotten so out of control, man. It's like I can't fathom like what's going on, man. I don't know how you could give a 18, 19-year-old kid this much money and expect them not to, make the wrong decisions or, expect them not to show up to class or, et cetera. Like, we the little money we had, if any, if guys was getting not a scholarship check, what it's called, man. Dang,
The Pell Grant,
you do your Pell Grant, you get your little Pell
yeah,
Grant going crazy with that. So I can't imagine or fathom me getting $45,000 a month.
man, listen. You talk about Pell Grants with no financial literacy. Now, a lot of people, a large percentage of those guys, hopefully they're getting educated. But speaking personally, you talk about getting a Pell Grant and not knowing what to do with it. I remember the first time I got my Pell Grant, bro. I went to the mall in Arbor. I bought all the new Jordan shorts like everybody had. I bought all the new Nike shorts. But what I didn't know is sometimes those transactions come out a little later.
Yeah,
So I mean, I wake up Monday morning and a few of those transactions hit a little late, bro, and I'm in the negative already. So I had to
already.
take, man, I had to take some stuff back. So, man, just to touch on what you said, bro, how do these guys manage the bread, man? How do you manage it? Especially 45K. We talking about 1,500, 2 grand of
Yeah.
a Pell Grant. These guys getting 40K a month. Um, I don't know. I definitely don't know how you go in and demand it. I'm wondering, man, who is advising these kids? It's no way
Yeah.
that every individual has an agent.
Yeah.
It's no way that everyone has someone representing them. So is it parents? Is it the kids? Is it hearsay? Like, what's making them even go in and have the courage to ask for that?
Hey man, I think those are the guys that might have agents. These guys who are really demanding that are those guys that were, highly touted coming out of high school, I would say. I don't even know if everybody on the team is getting paid. That would be something, a statistic I would like to go see or sit down and have a conversation with somebody who's at a school. I know these schools are now hiring general managers. Speaking of general manager hiring, Stanford hired Andrew Luck as a general manager. Like, what is a general manager in college, man? I would definitely like to explore and sit down with a program and just talk about, the differences. I need a guy that's been there before portal and getting paid and that is still there and just pretty much sit down and tell me what is it like what's going on, how have things changed behind the scenes to accommodate for all this stuff. Um my question is my main question is it really that much money being made in college football? Like these cats is getting paid, man. They are getting paid, and it's just like I'm just almost dumbfounded. Like, man, they are we really getting that much money? Like, was we really like? I hate to use the term, like, were we really being used as like slaves like that? That they got that much money to give away?
Cool, man. Dog, you just gave me chills because I think that's definitely the case. When you think about what football in itself brings to a university, we pay for all other sports. So football in itself, we pay for the sports that may not have as much diversity, equestrian, tennis, swimming, baseball, basketball. A lot of that's coming from the football money and the budget that they've made throughout the year. Um, Man, I just did a quick Google search, man. While the average school sees a profit of over 8 million a year annually, the SEC and the Big Ten they see around 20 million in profit per year. Um, Again, and that number just sounds low to me.
Yeah.
So I definitely think, bro, that they getting money from all different ways, whether it's ticket sales, concessions, um, uh,
TV.
TV revenue, yes, sir. TV, so many different ways, man. And I think that in for the most part we were getting used. You know what I'm saying? But again, times change. That's why we're at where we're at. And we've only been out of school, what, 10 years? You get what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
and it's a different ball game. That's what we wanted. When we was in school, man, I remember thinking, what will college football look like? Because it can't get no better. Like, you know what I'm saying? From the way that from the cars we had, which a lot of us had cars we brought ourselves, you know what I'm saying? But uh from the food we were given, when we was, we playing at a top division, SEC
Yeah,
football, we get fed great. You feel like you got fed great, but you look back now, I bet you them guys wouldn't eat no Sewell food.
yeah.
And a lot of people don't know what Sewell Hall is, but it wasn't the best of food. We took it because we didn't we was broke. You feel me? So um man, it's a different time, bro. A different time.
Definitely.
Definitely think we was getting used, man. I got a question. If you if you could rewind and you was able to demand something with the playing time, with the player that you were, and again, this is someone who played at a high level in the SEC, played since a freshman, went to the NFL, what would you demand your senior year? Would you have and the question is, I'm relating it back to the 45K. Would you
Yeah.
go in and demand 45K a month?
Bro, I wasn't that kind of guy, bro. So that's why it's like I was all for the players getting paid, but now I feel like damn, y'all abusing it.
Oh,
I feel like they abusing it, bro. Like, when I want the kids to get paid, I'm thinking everybody get an extra five, $10,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But to be demanding 45, 50,000 and kids getting $1 million to come and to their program, it's just like I couldn't fathom. I couldn't fix my mouth to ask for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure I'm good. I ain't got to worry about no food, clothes. I didn't want much food, some clothes. Make sure my car straight. I didn't need much. Make sure my crib back at the home. Maybe I could send back two, three, $4,000. Make sure the crib. That's it. I didn't need anything. I was here to grind and hustle
yep.
because I had that dream of making it to the NFL. I didn't need to be in the NFL where I was at, bro. I needed some way to stay hungry. I can't see myself getting $50,000 a month and going to class. Like, it's no why? Why am I going to class? I'm getting 50 bands. Like,
Yeah.
no, man, no, bro. I can't back.
I guess it has to be built into the contract because you will not be eligible, obviously, if you don't go to class. I'm sure that rule is still in effect, where you got to stay eligible. But when you talk about numbers like 45K a month throughout 7 months, I mean, I ain't that good in math, but that's a bag. You get what I'm saying? That's a bag. And when I think about that, it's got to be guys at the Cam Newton caliber
Yeah,
to request something like that. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying? And you're talking about a guy at Florida who may average two, three tackles a game. I think he had 4 sacks, 3 to 4 sacks in a season. Insane. But
yeah.
I'll answer the question. I don't know how I wouldn't have had the courage either, bro, to go in and ask for nothing crazy. But if they was like, hey, you got to come in without us knowing the market value, because I'm guessing he knows the market value of what these people are getting paid now.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, man, I think I'd ask for like
10.
I'd ask for about honestly, bro, a band a game would have been straight for me. You feel me? Like, think about it, bro. Think about it, bro. Like, if putting myself back there with no knowledge, man, give me a band a game. Give me $500 a game, bro. What did they give us on travel weeks? Talk about what they gave us every Thursday in an envelope for, for travel, man.
Bro, I don't even remember how much it was. Was it even $25?
Bro, it
It
was
was like
like
15
$30,
something.
20.
It was something crazy, bro. It was enough to go get you something from Jack's. You know,
Man, dog, they used to give us $15, $20 every Thursday compared to what these guys getting paid now. And you know what a lot of the guys would do when as soon as they got that $15, they
they
would
go
start
gamble.
playing paper. They start playing paper scissors rock for the money. Um, which tells you, man, times have changed, bro. Times have definitely
Man,
changed.
that's what I'm saying, man. I couldn't fathom, bro. Getting and then, hey, man, let's gamble away. Okay, let's put a band on it. Rock paper scissors, real quick. Double up, double back. I got 3,000 on this. Like I can't fathom that, bro.
Oh man, and I'm sure it's what's happening though, because like I said, you got kids with no financial literacy. You
Yeah,
still a risk taker, not
yeah.
understanding the importance of a dollar as well. Um, it's
Getting
happening.
kids out of those communities.
Yeah, Absolutely.
you know they
It's,
doing some gambling.
they're doing some gambling. Not making great decisions. And even a bigger conversation is being a target when they go home.
Yeah.
Man, that's scary. You get what I'm saying? That's scary stuff right there, man. When you a target, you got it.
Man, I thought I was a target in my Toyota Solara, man. So I can't imagine coming back in a Benz or something. I had to look out, I'm cruising in the Lara, man. I done put some Pete in it. I got some 10
Yeah, yeah.
Target. You know what I'm saying? For all y'all to know, I had a Toyota Solara in 99. That was my first car. I got it from my grandma. It was a gold Toyota Solara, man. Had good AC, had a good heated steering wheel, was fast, man. But it wasn't a Camaro, it wasn't a Mercedes, but it rolled good. It was good. You know what I'm saying? So I thought I was a target. Can't imagine. Speaking on this, man, I seen I seen the left tackle from Colorado. He was highly, highly recruited. I watched the well off media video. Of course, everybody's chain, diamond out. Man, do you know that this guy had a Maybach two tone? A Maybach two tone, dog, as an 8-year old. Like these,
Ah,
bro, like these kids are in the league, bro. Like, do they even need to go to the league? Like, they make it more.
no,
Like, like this is crazy.
bruh. It's crazy. It's crazy. I did see the video, and you talk about shock. You talk about like, man, surprise. These kids getting it, bro. They getting it. I'm not gonna say it's a sponsorship deal or NIL deal. No matter what it is, man, he got a Maybach, bro. And I'm talking about 18 years old like it's nothing.
Yeah,
Um, man, the days have changed. Do they need to go to the league? No. I saw Penny Hardaway say something recently where he talked about these guys demanding a meal, 2 meal. And the concept and the mind space of these guys, what they're saying is, hey, if I can squeeze me a meal, 2 meal out of this college situation, hey, I'm good, you know?
yeah,
And I'm happy for it, man. Honestly, outside of the financial piece, the financial literacy, making the right decisions early, I'm happy for it. It's a
yeah,
great, I mean, it's professional football. It's professional sports. I'm cool with that. Let's have a professional sports, which they've treated it like anyways, the past 10, 15, 20 years, made billions of dollars. Um, Pay these kids at a high level, but again, do they have the financial literacy? You talk about what's the stat? People go to the NFL, they end up broke within 3 years. What you think this stat gonna be like?
yeah. Speaking of, I'm glad you brought that up. That college football is not professional. So let's do this. How about you need to be 3 years removed from high school before you can appear in the league? How about the guys that are balling as freshmen? Are they able to now, since they're getting paid, they're professional? Should they be able to go to the league like NBA
Ooh,
after 1 year of
ooh,
college?
I definitely think so. I
I
think
think it's some
so.
guys that could have won as freshmen. And one guy that's gonna stick out to me when I was playing is Sammy Watkins. I felt like Sammy
Mm,
Watkins could have went to the league right after his freshman year. Just went to the league and been a top 10 pick. Speaking of this year, you could have had a Jeremiah Smith though. It's going to be rare who it is. I think it's certain positions, running back, receiver, that I think could go off and do that. A Ryan Williams maybe. I don't know. He got kind of quiet towards the end of the year, so I think he will stay. But you know, I think this is something that'll come up, man. I think something's come up. Jeremiah
uh,
Smith is a guy who definitely got the body to move on. Sammy Watkins was a big, big guy who has the body to move on. So that'll be something interesting to see coming up in these
man,
next couple of years.
that's the first time I've heard anybody bring it up, bro, and I'm with you. It has to be. Obviously, the NFL is a different ball game than NBA. It's a grown man sport, a lot more physical. They made
Mm-hmm.
it a lot safer as well, which I think plays into your Ryan Williams being able to go as a receiver, the kid Smith out of Ohio State, because you don't have a Ray Lewis that's gonna kill you coming across the middle. You get what I'm saying? Guys in the trenches gonna be a little bit different. But again, you'll run into those very few rare occasions where you have a guy. And I think that, the same way that the NFL can give you that draft grade, I think they can do the same thing for those freshmen. They decide to come back, then they can come back to the school. Um, but if they want to enter the draft, I think that's fair. Um, no, great point, bro. I definitely think it'll be brought up too. Man, moving along, man. We got these some big games coming up. A lot of
Yeah,
ball that's going to be played from starting tomorrow, December 14th, all the way until after New Year's, man. So kicking it off in the Celebration Bowl, we're going to talk
yeah,
about who you got with Jackson State, South Carolina State. They playing in Atlanta.
yeah.
Um, man, it's gonna be a doozy.
Yeah, man, we got the HBCU National Championship, man. Between the Jackson State, a former team that's been there over the last few years, and a South Carolina State team that's also has competed to be there. With South Carolina State, believe in their coach, believe in what they have. I feel like the MEAC brings a certain physicality to the game. If you been following the Celebration Bowl, I think if the Celebration Bowl has been maybe, I don't know, I'm just go out on a limb and say 10 years. If it's been 10 years, the SWAC has only won maybe three of those. Jackson State has went over the last 3 years, has went two times and lost. I mean, over the last 3 years, Jackson State has went two times and lost two times. They lost North Carolina Central and they've lost South Carolina State. FAMU went last year and they beat a Howard team, but it was very close. It was a very close win. And it went to the end of the game. But I feel like South Carolina State is the best team. I feel like they'll come out and win. I like their coach. Um, I like what he preaches, man. They've been a different team since they took that L to FAMU early in the year.
Hey man, you said a lot, and I have to agree with you simply because you got your pulse on this HBCU football. You know what I'm saying? You done had your hands on it, you watching it, you know it. Um, what I know is when Dion joined a few years ago. You know what I'm saying? That's when I really started to pay close attention. Obviously, we had our matchups, man, with the in-state, me being from Alabama, Alabama State, Alabama A&M. But man, these big games like this, I got to go with you, and I'm going South Carolina State because I remember when Dion was in the same game. I believe they dropped a few, right? Did
Mm-hmm.
he win this game? I feel like they got beat pretty bad.
Coach never won. Coach Prime never won a Celebration Bowl. He's won the SWAC twice, but never won a Celebration Bowl. When they played South Carolina State, they got beat down by more than 14 points. When they played North Carolina Central, they went to overtime and still ended up losing.
Oh man, so I'm gonna apologize to my grandparents early. Can't go with Jackson State, man. South Carolina State for the win. Um, and it might get ugly again. All right, bro. Tuesday, December 17th, man, in the Frisco Bowl, you got Memphis, West Virginia, man. What is looking like? Who you rocking with?
Man, I think that's actually a good matchup. Frisco Bowl. Where are they? You know, they playing that bowl. Is that in San
They're playing
Francisco?
in no, they're actually playing in Frisco, about 20 minutes from
Texas.
me. Frisco,
Gotcha,
Texas. Yes,
gotcha,
sir.
gotcha. Okay. Uh, who I want to roll with in this game? I'm gonna roll with Memphis. I'm gonna roll with Memphis in the close one. Um, can't really tell you why I want to roll with them. I see West Virginia play this year, and they're actually pretty good. But for some reason, it's telling me to choose the Memphis Tigers. So I'm gonna roll with the Memphis. That's why I'm rolling with because they Tigers. Go Tigers. Let's roll with Memphis.
Hey, man, go Tigers. I'm rolling with Memphis also. Although West Virginia has had a few big wins this year, but going with Memphis, man, I like the quarterback. He's from Texas, from Denton, Texas. Um, I've watched him a few games this season, played solid ball. Uh, I take Memphis. Close game in Texas, but I got him by 7. Got him by 7 in this matchup. All right, bro. The LA Bowl. This game will be out in Inglewood, California. You got UNLV versus Cal. I think this is a great matchup for a bowl game. I'm sure they obviously put this one together. It's the LA Bowl. So they got two solid teams out of California who bowl eligible. And gonna bring them into this matchup. The UNLV head coach did just accept another job.
He did.
Um,
Where did he go?
I don't know where he went, but UNLV did hire Dan Mullen. I did
Mm-hmm.
see that. So, um, what you thinking in this matchup, bro?
Man, what I'm thinking is I'm going with UNLV. I think Cal is I don't think they're a very good football team. I think they started out well and then got derailed. Their best win was Auburn on the road, and be honest, they should have lost that. But we not go harp on it, man. I'm taking UNLV. Had a good season, man. Just failed. They failed the boys 2 times, and boys in the playoff at the number 4 spot. So that's understandable. So I'm gonna roll with UNLV in a close one.
I couldn't have said it better. UNLV. Don't think Kyle is anything to rave about. Uh, big win against our guys. Who cares? UNLV for the win, bro. All right, in the Gasparilla Bowl. Hopefully, I pronounced that right.
Yeah.
Tampa, Florida. You got Florida versus Tulane, man. A Tulane team who's pretty solid, but I think their quarterback just transferred also. Um, so I'll kick it off for you, man. You know I'm riding with Pops, as you all know, man. Smooth Pops played at Florida, big time cornerback. We riding with the Gators. It's gonna be a home game in Tampa. How far is Tampa from Gainesville?
Probably about a good 2 hour, 2.5.
Oh man, that's nothing. That's nothing. You throw on your mix CD and you have a good time on that road trip. We taking the Gators, man, Florida to finish strong, finish this season strong, headed into next season,
Yeah.
and we'll defeat Tulane.
Yeah, for sure, man. Tulane quarterback did just hop in the portal. I don't know if he could finish out the season. He hopped in the portal and went to Duke. But yeah, man, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to take Florida in this game to finish out the season, man, and go into the offseason strong.
Yeah, man, agreed. All right, college football first round of the playoffs, man. Let's talk about number 8 Indiana versus number 5 Notre Dame team. Kirk Cignetti against the Irish.
I'm going with the Irish.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going with the Irish, and even though they ranked as a lower seed, I'm going with the Irish in the upset, man. I really like their running back, number 4. He's a game changer. He's exciting to watch. And that's really why I'm going with him. To be honest, I think it'll be a close game, but I feel like he's gonna make enough plays to get them past. I like Notre Dame's head coach as well. Has another few opportunities. I know people want to get him. After the season, steal him away from Notre Dame. I think he's a Notre Dame guy actually. Um, as far as fits the mold. I know he played at Ohio State, but I think that Kirk Cinetti drops another one in this college playoff to Notre Dame.
Oh man, Notre Dame definitely like the head coach. You talk about the running back, uh, definitely playing good ball this season. But and this will be a home game, I think. Game is in South Bend,
Mm-hmm.
so this will be a home game for those guys. But man, I'm taking Kurt Cignetti, man. He has not found that key victory. He wanted it against Ohio State, ended up dropping that ball game. I think this is a marquee matchup and game for him, man, where Kirk Cignetti can continue to make history for Indiana. Um, and I think they're the better ball team. So I'm taking Indiana by 10. I think they'll be able to score some points, and Notre Dame will fall. All right, let's talk about SMU. You got SMU versus Penn State.
Yeah.
Rhett Lashley playing against James Franklin. This will be a solid matchup. Solid, first round matchup. Obviously, SMU squeaked in. Debatable if they should have been in over Alabama, but this is where we're at. So you got an SMU matchup versus Penn State. This will be on the road. Penn State fans know how to show up. The reason I know is because our Tigers went up there a few years ago, man, and we dropped a big one. Brian Harsin was our coach then. Uh, man. But for the sake of this pick, man, my heart want to go with Lashley, but I can't. I think I told you earlier, a few weeks ago or last week, thinking Penn State in this matchup. So James Franklin finds a way to win. I think he has more experience in these situations. I think he'll have his team prepared. So taking Penn State to beat SMU.
Yeah, man. I think the matchup in this game is gonna be SMU's linebackers versus Penn State's running backs. They have two good running backs, 10 and 13. I feel like if they can stop the run, if they can, devote enough people to the run and stop the run, that they could come in there and get a win. Um, I feel like SMU has the better quarterback. I think that SEC championship, man, I think had his eyes open a little bit. And then when he finally settled into the game, it was late. They ended up bringing things back. Will he be prepared for this game on the road to be a little different? Um, it's gonna be interesting to see. I really want to go with SMU, man. I like what I've seen. I like what Rhett has done with the program and what he's doing. I like that the offensive scheme and whatnot. They just have to stop getting in their own way. Lot in the SEC championship game, they basically beat themselves. A lot of drop balls. just a lot of bad decisions made by the quarterback that, if you simply would just thrown it away, it would have been a better decision, and kept him out of some situations. Um, what will have them win this game is if he could protect the football, and I believe he can. I'm gonna go with the first upset of the college football playoff, and I'm gonna roll with SMU.
That's a big one. That's a big one, man. Going down Saturday, December 21st. Definitely be locked in. All right. You got Clemson, a team who just upset SMU, versus number three Texas. This game will be played at Texas home stadium. This will be a huge one. This will
Yeah,
be a huge game, and you got two teams from the state of Texas in these college football playoffs. Definitely, um, these guys got a lot of pride around here. Definitely happy with the output that they put out this year. Um, but I think this is where it ends for Texas. You're
oh
hearing a
man,
lot about you're hearing a lot about Ewer's situation. Will he stay? Will he
yeah,
go? They're saying that the staff has told him they're ready to move on to the
oof,
Manning kid.
yeah,
That's a lot. That's a lot for 20, 19, 21, however old, whatever age. I don't care if you Cam Newton and you in the NFL for 8 years.
yeah,
That's tough to hear the team is ready to move on.
yeah.
I think this is where the Texas train stops. Hadn't been high on Texas all season. They took two losses to Georgia, and I think Dabo Swinney has something to say in Austin. I'm taking Clemson. Close game,
Yeah.
but Clemson will be the tougher team, and Texas has a lot of distractions to say the least right now.
Got you. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm going with Texas, man. I'm going with Texas by 14. I feel like yeah, they I guess they are kind of ready for him to move on. I haven't heard anything, but if they are, they kind of felt like, man, this is your year to, take over and leave early. We got this guy that we believe is well, and to keep him from leaving, it's time to force you out. We don't see what you done did for 2 years, and it ain't won us nothing. It ain't won us nothing. We've had good years, but at the end of the day, we playing for that jury. It ain't won us nothing. We ain't won the SEC. We ain't won a championship game. We ain't make it to the championship game. So I feel like, okay, we had this guy behind him, highly touted. I think it's time to give him a shot, see what he could do. Will he play? I know they was calling for him to play, but will he play? I think Quinn Ewers has to put his best foot forward. If you feel like they're ready to push you out, you better start putting all you can on film to do good, whether you go to the league or another team. And I feel like he's going to come out and perform really well at home. It's going to be a tough environment for Clemson. I don't feel like Clemson is built for it. I'm just not a believer in Clemson. They should have lost to SMU and wouldn't even been in this situation. They gave SMU plenty of chances to win that game, and SMU just didn't. They didn't know how to find a way to win because they haven't been in those tough situations. I'm going with Texas by 14. SEC.
Oh man, you said you talk about Ewer's situation. They're saying that he's been offered 4 million to transfer at the end of this season by a Big Ten team. They're saying possibly Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon, or USC.
Man,
Um,
so he will go back back to Ohio State.
mm,
I could see
interesting.
your I could see yours at name no schools again. I could see him at USC. Name no schools again.
You got Ohio State, Penn
No.
State, Oregon, and USC.
Oregon? No. USC, he'll be at USC or
USC
Penn
or
State.
Penn, what about
He'll be
Penn
at
State?
USC or Penn State.
I like it. I'm curious to see how this situation plays out, but as I just predicted, I think it ends against Clemson. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, man.
He's staying.
Um,
Quinn Ewers is staying in college. He's not leaving this year. Milroy is staying too. Quinn Ewers, I'm calling it. Quinn Ewers will be a quarterback.
where?
Quinn Ewers will be a quarterback of Penn State next year.
It fits to me. It makes sense. Makes
Get a chance
sense.
to beat Ohio State. Oh, but USC impact. Dang, they ain't impact no more. I'm tripping. They in the Big Ten.
Big Ten, yeah, yeah.
Oh man, I'm still going with Penn State. I feel like they're what he's gonna look at is they have more. They're far more developed right now than USC. They end up they he gonna say, oh, we're just missing the quarterback. I don't know what Penn State year the quarterback is. If he's still there, then he probably would choose USC. But I'm going Penn State. I'm going Penn State. Even if we don't even know if he's leaving yet, but I'm gonna say if that's the case, Penn State moving forward.
Yeah, yeah. If he does go to Penn State and the quarterback has 2 more years, guess what? He out of there. Because if they pay him 4 mil, he playing next year regardless. So it don't even matter. So he'll be hitting the portal. after their playoff run. So
Oh man.
yeah, man. All right, you got Tennessee Vols, man. Tennessee versus Ohio State. Every time I think about Tennessee, man, I'm a big fan of everything they got. You know, I've been talking about Tennessee all season, high-powered offense,
Yeah.
man. But they got a DB coach over there that we're very fond of, man. Um, and I'm curious to see, and the D line coach, Coach Gardner. You got Coach Gardner, who coached us at Auburn. Willie Martinez coached us at Auburn during our 3-9 season. Um, Playing against Ohio State. They're headed up to Columbus, Ohio. You got a
Mm.
lot of these guys telling you that, look, we are not afraid of this venue that we're walking into. Have you ever played in the SEC? It's not comparable. So Tennessee talking, man, they're ready to rock and roll. Um, and I'm gonna take the SEC in this matchup. I think
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
SEC, I think Tennessee goes up. I think they play some good football. As you know, I've hated Ohio State all season, so not surprising by me. Beat down, go Vols.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Going with Tennessee. Okay, I got that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Ohio State, man. I don't see Ohio State dropping two in a row in the shoe. Um, and I really believe that Ohio State just can't beat Michigan. I just feel like they just can't beat Michigan, man. No matter what Michigan gives them right now, I just feel like Ryan Day can't beat Michigan. I feel like he'll get past Tennessee. Will it be close? Probably so because of their quarterback. Not a real fan of their quarterback at all, man. I don't know how he's at Ohio State. I don't know, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Ohio State to get this win, and yeah, dang, send our SEC team home.
Hey man, we're gonna be locked in. We're gonna be locked in, man, to see who pulls it out. But all right, moving along. Birmingham Bowl, headed to my birthplace, baby. We got Georgia Tech and Vandy, a Vandy
Mm.
team that must be respected. This matchup is a good one. This is a good matchup, and I like how they put this one together. Obviously, ACC Bowl eligible team, SEC Bowl eligible team. This will be a fun one. Protective Stadium, um, Birmingham Bowl, and I'm taking Vandy. Like Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is a solid football team. Vandy's a solid football team. That again, I will respect. I'm just rooting for Vandy, man. Um, I don't even know the last time they were bowl eligible. I definitely don't know the last time they won a bowl game. Anchor down.
Oh man, this will be an interesting game, and I'm gonna tell you why. Georgia Tech seems to play to the competition, and you play Miami, you play Georgia, and you look like, man, these guys are on the way. But then you play a UVA team or something, and you just look really bland. Um, it's gonna be interesting to see if Brent Key could get these guys to refocus after that tough loss at Georgia that they should have won. And it's gonna be extra hard because one, they lost their top playmaker who's actually on a visit to Auburn right now, and it's coming down. The top three teams he has is Auburn, Georgia, and I want to say Ole Miss. So he wants to be in the SEC. And the guy I'm talking about is the receiver number two, the speed guy. Real gadget guy, man. Guy can play football, get on the edges, and do what he needs to do. It's gonna be interesting to see how they recuperate from that. I like Georgia Tech, man. I thought Georgia Tech was an upcoming program. I thought the guy was building some solid, but he can't seem to keep his guys there, man. That's why this transfer portal is so tough. It's tough because you think you have guys that's going to be around the program, and you try to build around them and bring people
Hey,
along, to help, and then they hit the port on you. So, man, I really don't know which way to go with this, but something is telling me to stick with the SEC. I'm going to roll with Vanderbilt as well. Um,
mm.
this is tough, bro. This is probably a tough. This is probably one of the toughest games. I like Haynes King at Georgia Tech as a quarterback, mobile guy. Um, dang, this is tough.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So you're rocking with Vandy. We both
I'm gonna
rocking with Vandy, but
take Vandy.
all right. So we both rocking with Vandy, but we definitely feel like this gonna be a tough and interesting game, man. Equally matched game. Um, with two tough quarterbacks. Let's just say that you got two tough guys who want to win ball games. So
Yeah,
There it
Guys
is,
with some of the
Birmingham
coolest
Bowl.
chips on their shoulders.
This might be the best Birmingham Bowl that they've had in their history of bowl games.
You know,
So,
Auburn played Houston out there. That was pretty good. But nah, as far as
uh,
what I think this would be a shootout and very entertaining game.
yeah. Anytime Auburn is in the Birmingham Bowl, some don't sit right with me. So, all right, bro. The Liberty Bowl, we got an SEC matchup, man. Arkansas headed to play against Texas Tech. The game will be in Memphis. Um, Arkansas team who's losing 8 starters, including I think one of the starting safeties, TJ Metcalf.
Yeah,
Um, man,
huge blow.
yeah, huge blow to the program. It sucks, man. You talk about how do these programs build a how do you really build a foundation year after year? You can't. You get what I'm saying? And if these coaches and these programs are really expecting to, they crazy because it just ain't happening. It's not happening anymore where you can really build a program unless you get respected head coaches, which is very rare. You can probably name on one hand the coaches in college football that could keep their kids in one place with the conversation, the ones that they want. Especially if you got the budget. Are you also the type of leader where you can say, "Nah, shut that down"? Coach Prime is one. I think Coach Belichick could possibly be one if he wins ball games, because winning fixes everything. If Belichick comes out and wins 5 ball games, those kids will leave Belichick also. But if he can find success and really establish who he is as a leader, I think Belichick's a coach as well that can keep kids. Um,
Kirby.
Kirby, great call out, Kirby. Even though you've seen ETN, I didn't even know ETN tried to enter the portal. I don't know
Hmm.
why, but Kirby's one of those coaches who can keep majority of his players and build a program. Who else?
I think Sark won.
Sark, agreed. I'll take that. Sark, would you say Lane?
Mm,
I see it in
I
him.
I haven't seen many people in the portal from Ole Miss like that. I mean, that was a huge loss in Judkins. Really don't understand the move on Judkins. And you haven't heard anything from Judkins this year. But outside of that, I don't think Ole Miss has lost too many guys in the portal.
It's not a lot of coaches. You know, you have to think through them. It's not a lot of coaches who can keep these kids. So, like you said, I don't know how these coaches build a program. Um, I take Arkansas. I've been rocking with Arkansas, man. The quarterback, I think it's Tyler Green. Um, I'm a fan of Arkansas, man. Defensive coordinator is up for a reward. I don't wanna misspeak, but I know he's up for a big time defensive award this year. So, man, I'm taking Arkansas on the back of Travis Williams and that defense quarterback able to put up some points, man. What you got?
Yeah, man, I'm going Arkansas as well. Just more for familiarity. I haven't seen anything from Texas Tech outside of when they played Colorado. They lost their 5-star receiver to the portal. Yeah, let's keep it short and sweet. Arkansas.
All right, man. USC Las Vegas Bowl. We have USC versus Texas A&M. This will be very close to a home game for USC. Who doesn't want to go out to Vegas and watch a football game, especially when it's a drivable trip from Cali, from Los Angeles? Um, but I'm taking an SEC team, man. Texas A&M with the win um, in this ball game.
Yeah. I'm taking Texas A&M as well. I don't think it'll be close either. I think they'll get on USC. I know USC started out with a SEC school this year in LSU, but LSU turned out to be not that well this year. And I think Texas A&M they need this win. Honestly, I think they need this win just for the program's sake, man. They had a chance to actually make it to the SEC championship, didn't make it. Fell at home to a Texas team. So I think, coaches, putting it in the air like, yo, we need this win to go into the offseason, on a high note. So yeah, I got Texas in that win this game.
I like it. All right, man. Fenway Bowl. You have UConn versus North Carolina. Could possibly be an appearance of Bill Belichick. Uh, first game, first time around the team. Don't know how much he'll play into game planning. I think for bowl games, you can actually have your hand in it, right? Even with transfer guys or guys who commit early or sign early.
Mhm.
Um, I haven't watched too much of UConn this year. Watched a few games in North Carolina early in the season. They played better throughout the season in games that I actually thought they would lose. They played Duke better. I think they ended up losing, but I'm taking North Carolina in this ball game, and I think it's a different type of energy around the program. This could possibly be Mac Brown's last game. Who doesn't want to send the legendary coach out with a dub, man? And I'm rooting for Tommy Thigpen, man. Coach that recruited me at Auburn, now the linebackers coach, uh, taking UNC.
So I'm gonna go with the other guy. I'm going with UConn and Jim Moore, man. I got a guy out there, Jaleel Wadu, former teammate. Shout out to him. He's out there coaching, and they turned things around this year. They had a bad year last year, but UConn's actually had a decent year this year, and I'm gonna go with them to upset North Carolina.
I like it. I like it, man. All right, Pinstripe Bowl. You got Boston College versus Nebraska. Boston College without the number one quarterback. Obviously, he was benched early in the season, but I'm taking Nebraska. Pat Mahomes 2.0. I think this kid will be one of the top quarterbacks coming out in 2 years. I'm taking Nebraska, like Matt Rule, like Nebraska. Let's go Cornhuskers.
Yeah. I'm taking Nebraska as well. Strength out the quarterback, man. I know we haven't heard much from Nebraska recently. They just signed a 5-star out of transfer portal from Missouri, so apparently they're heading in the right direction. But yeah, I'm going to take Nebraska to win this game.
All right, the Pop Tart Bowl. You
Hmm.
got Miami versus Iowa State, man. I heard Cam Ward on a FaceTime call say this will be the best Pop Tart Bowl you done seen. And I believe him. I think he's ready to put on the show. I got Cam Ward, Miami. Got Cam Ward, 3 to 4 touchdowns in this ball game. Huge game for him, 300 plus yards. I'm taking Miami in Orlando.
Pop Tart Bowl, the Pop Tart Bowl. Man. Things have totally changed, man. All these bowls, man. But yeah, I'm rolling with Cam, man, to finish out the year strong. I applaud these guys for one who are top 10 draft picks and playing these bowl games. I applaud that, and it says a lot about your character. Um, and I'm sure these NFL teams like to see that too, like to see you start something and finish something. I'm taking Cam,
Mhm.
the Heisman finalist, probably will finish third in the Heisman. And I'm taking him to win this game, man. He's gonna put up his best show because it's his last game advertising to, be a top 3 pick, top 2 pick, which I know he wants to be. So I'm gonna take Miami in this game, and they're gonna go into the offseason on a good note.
There it is, man. You talk about Heisman contenders in the Alamo Bowl. We got BYU versus Colorado, the Travis Hunter show. We both know how that's been the entire season, man. This will be a matchup um, I wasn't expecting for a bowl game, but it will be a good one. BYU is a tough ball team, but I'm taking Colorado to blow these guys out. Um, Again, when I think about the mentality of a Warren Sapp coaching these guys, man, can you imagine Warren Sapp coaching for the bowl game? You think he gonna let these guys ease off the gas pedal? I don't think so. I don't think so. Taking Colorado by a lot here against this BYU bunch, man.
Yeah, man. Crazy thing is, this was actually supposed to be the Big 12 championship to these guys start. This was what it's supposed to be. BYU was ranked top 10 dang near all year. And then Colorado had a chance to play BYU and then they lost. And then, just things happen. So look how fate worked out. They still get a chance to play each other. Um, to be honest, I would hate to have to play a team that's from our conference in a bowl game outside of the college playoff. But it is what it is. I'm taking Colorado off the strength of Coach Prime, Shador, and and that man Travis Hunter. I like to say last
Yeah,
game
man.
together, they go hard and they go put on the show. They go put on the show. So I'm going with Colorado.
Prediction. How many touchdowns does Travis Hunter have?
Two.
Slash
He has two
interception,
touchdowns.
slash tackles. What's the stat sheet look like?
He's gonna have two touchdowns for sure. He's gonna have two touchdowns for sure. Get picks not guaranteed. Never know how that works out. Being on defense dictating. But he will get his hands on some balls. I will say that whether it's a pick or pass deflections. He's just very disruptive, man. Being able to control the game from one side of the field. I don't understand that people still try to throw his way. But he's gonna put up some stats. You know, hopefully he stays healthy, of course. But he's gonna put up some stats. He's gonna do what he's basically always done, and that's just be him. Plays find him. Sometimes plays just fine guys, and he's one of those guys.
Man, the ball definitely find him on defense. Hey, he made some good plays too, but man. All right. What is this? The Reliquest Bowl? I don't even know how you say this, man. You got Alabama and Michigan, New Year's Eve, man. We'll definitely have some good food. I'm sure there'll be a lot of family around during this matchup, man. Starting the day out, 12 p.m. ESPN in Tampa, Florida. A historic matchup, man. When you talk about Alabama versus Michigan, I feel like that's just a matchup of college football greatness, man. So I'm taking Alabama. Michigan is not that at all to me. I did like them early in the season, man, but somehow they just couldn't find a run game. They did get a great win against Ohio State, but I think Alabama will be too much for these guys, man, in the trenches and defensively. I take Alabama by 17.
Oh man. Okay. Won't be by 17, man. Michigan has actually a good defense, and I think they're gonna really key on stopping the run of Milrow and forcing him to throw the football and see if he can throw the football. I like Alabama still in a close game. Um, just because there's so many question marks around Michigan's quarterback position. So I'm gonna take Alabama in the close one.
All right, both on Alabama for that matchup, man. Moving along, Citrus Bowl. You got a South Carolina team that we've definitely been high on all season, man. They're playing against number 20 Illinois. This game is also in Orlando. Um, I'm riding with the SEC, man. South Carolina. I would have loved to seen this group in the playoffs this year. Would have loved to seen this group in the playoffs. I think they could have beaten a lot of teams that's in the playoffs. Hold on one second. Yeah, I think they could have beat a lot of teams that was in the playoffs this year, man. Um, Taking South Carolina to win this ball game.
Yeah, man, I'm taking South Carolina to win. On the strength of Lenore Sellers. Straight like that. I feel like he's leading that program. I feel like he's definitely developed through the year and got better each game. Right now, you know, he's a redshirt freshman, but right now he's playing at the level of at the end of his sophomore year, beginning of his junior year. So I got him winning this game.
All right, Texas Bowl, man. You got LSU versus Baylor. This game will be in Houston, Texas. SEC matchup, playing against a Baylor team that's they beat Colorado this year, right? Or am I
Baylor,
wrong? Yeah,
Baylor,
yeah,
no.
they did not. Okay, bowl eligible Baylor team. Who you got in this matchup, man? LSU.
Yeah, remember that was the game. Travis Hunter had the tackle caused the fumble in overtime.
Okay,
Right at
all
the
right,
goal
all right,
line.
all right. Who you got? Who you got? LSU versus Baylor.
Uh, man, man. I'm going with LSU, man. I'm going with LSU.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay.
I mean, I'm just picking LSU just out the strength of the conference, man. I really don't have anything that can say why they're gonna win the game. I'm just picking them. But Baylor plays hard, man. But the only game I watched Baylor play was against Colorado, and Colorado gets everybody the best shot. So I'm going with LSU to win this game.
All right, man. Well, if you think anybody is SEC biased, it has to be me, right? But not this time, my friend. I'm taking Baylor, man. I think Baylor will be ready to play ball. Who does not want to play against LSU? I think Baylor will be more hyped for this ball game than Brian Kelly can get his bunch, which is why I'm taking Baylor. Another reason I'm taking Baylor. I think this will be the matchup, man, to start off their season next year. You know who they start off next year with?
Yeah, Auburn.
The Auburn Tigers. So we'll talk about that later in a few months, hopefully. Uh, but man, I'm taking Baylor to beat LSU, bro.
Man, it's crazy, man. Baylor beat Kansas 45-17.
Oof, and Kansas is a ball team who can play some ball.
God, dog, bro, what happened? 45-17. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. All right, man. Day after New Year's, we got the Gator Bowl, man. We got Ole Miss versus Duke, a Duke team where they just lost their quarterback. Not sure why. Again, these kids are leaving great situations. Playing against Ole Miss in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm taking Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss. Think it'll be too much for Duke right now. Short and sweet. Give me the Rebels.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Duke, man. They had a good year. But they're not gonna have enough, man. They quarterback lost the quarterback in the portal. Also lost their running backs coach, head coach Willie Simmons, man. He was head coach of FAMU, Florida A&M University Rattlers when they won the HBCU national championship. This not this year, this past year. He's accepted the job at FIU at the head coaching job. So a lot of moving parts going on. I'm taking Ole Miss in a dominant win. A dominant win. I don't think it'll be close.
All right, man. That's the kick off the bowl season. Obviously, we got the semifinals that we'll talk about once we get there, seeing who match up with the Oregons, with the Georgias, with the Arizona State, and who the last team. Clemson got the
Boise.
bye. Boise, I'm sorry. Boise got the bye. So we still got a lot of ball, man, but we're coming down to an end, but ready to lock in and watch some good football, Brody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's do it, man. It's bowl season.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.